Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
Oh, turn on my video here. I hear you have another great builder, Ben.
Sure.
Very good. That's awesome. Congratulations.
We're starting the launch again this in June. So you have to sign up before March 15th. And we have prizes and everything. So if that's something that
Are you saying before May 15th?
Well, you can sign up anytime. It's a June launch. And so it starts like in May because you have to start 2 weeks before the actual month.
You said March. Did you mean May?
I did. I meant May.
All right.
You see through me. Good. You read my mind.
You know what? Let me go ahead and start here. Welcome, everybody, to our builder call, our Friday morning builder call. And I'm sure there will be more who will join us. We hope to see more of your faces. But just talking about wins this week and last month, whatever you want to share. Let's start there. And I know we've been chatting, Ben and I, for a second. So then go back and just rehash that for just a second on what's going well with your business and what your plans are for a launch in June. Okay,
sure. So my name is Ben Baldwin. I'll just start with the basics. This last week, we had a lot of success, I guess you could say, few enrollments. We had some personal enrollments and those kind of like secondary enrollments where you help your enroller enroll someone. So we have a few people that, want to do the business. One particular person we've booked a lot of, 2 months worth of classes with. The classes are going really good. She wants 2 classes a week, which is really cool. She's got a clinic. She's does hypnosis and wellness and Reiki and all those things. And so she herself is trying to get into the wellness space. And so in essential oils were a great fit. She's been wanting to do them. So that's been pretty cool. But the classes have been really great. Getting turnout good. It's in a different area where our other classes are. So I have 4 classes each week. Yeah. And so, she picked out some topics. It's the same sort of stuff that we teach all the time, but it's been really good. One of the things, on one of the days we're teaching a personal development class. So, which is really cool to, help people use essential oils to, for personal development and stuff. So it's kind of a exploratory thing, but it's going really well with that. So, oh yeah, and we have a few. This month is the last month for Diamond Club, so we have a few people still participating in Diamond Club, both in the U.S. and in Australia. Jade was supposed to leave for Australia yesterday, but they canceled their flight, and so we're going to have to go take her out to the airport again today. Australian convention is in a week, and we have a lot of people coming to a convention, a lot of people that will be attending our training events and our get-togethers there as well. And yeah, so just, getting a lot of people excited about that stuff. So those are a lot of wins. Sometimes wins are things you've been working on for a while. Like you might win with someone, but finally getting them to open a membership. You've been working with them for 3 months or so. So yeah, I think sometimes we would like to think that, oh, I talked to someone and bang, they enrolled. Sometimes that happens, but most of the time this is a relationship thing. You need to keep on building that relationship until they're ripe and they're ready, willing, and able, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right. We've heard that a lot from Deb Erickson, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that you were asking about was the launch. So last year, about this time, we had these launch challenges, and they were really good, really successful. Got a lot of excitement in our team. We're having another launch in June. So for June launch, you got to prepare in May. So I have that up on my website again, and everybody's welcome to be a part of that. We have some prizes, a prize for each of the top 10 people that perform. And the launch, I don't know if you remember the one we did last time where you kept track of certain things that you did. We're keeping it really simple. We're just following the success check-in. I've got it set up. You can go look at it. But you know how on the success check-in there's points. You keep track of your points in your rainmaking activities. Just following that so you can keep track of everything on your success check-in, and then just check in, and it will tally up your points, and we'll keep track of all those rainmaking things. Obviously, people who spend more time in their business are going to be able to rack up more points and everything, but that's why we have, a lot of prizes to give out. So lots of love to go around, and hopefully it will drum up a lot of excitement as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben, for that great share. So Jade's flight was canceled. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I dropped them off at the airport like at 11 in the morning, and they were there, and their flight was delayed and then canceled. So about 4 in the afternoon, I went and picked them up. So yeah, they spent most of their day waiting, and nothing happened, and so they came home.
Yeah.
And yeah, but they rescheduled everything for today, so we'll have another go. Things happen, when things happen like this, we can decide, we can make a choice, like be angry and say like, oh, I'm so upset and this and that, or we can just say things happen and I'm still excited to go, and focus on the positive, happy things, and that's a lot more supportive.
Awesome. Very good. Sarah, welcome. Good to have you on here. We're sharing wins for the week, the month, whatever, and I would love to hear from you, Sarah. So pipe in here and share what's happening.
Hey guys. Hey, I'm just driving. We're heading off to provincials right now for Emily's gymnastics. So I thought, oh, I'm on the highway, I could pop in. Wins. Well, to be honest, it's been like a really, I don't know how to even describe it, heart clenching month of, I don't know if all of you guys heard, but on our doTERRA team in Regina, one of our friends and our dear friends, her husband collapsed with a heart attack and was left, she's now left with 4 children alone. And so it's been a really tough go for her. And I was involved in a way that my gifts allow, and it was really great. I got to, while he was on life support, basically channeled his spirit for her, and it was amazing how much he was coming through for her. And so there was that, and then at the same time, my dear friend Tom has been given a month left to live, and now his wife is coming to me for some support, and I just keep on seeing synchronicities with this happening of almost being like this spousal support. And I can tell you right now, it's just been really, really great to have the bottle console to be sharing with everybody and for myself. And I've been praying for myself to just realize how do I incorporate doTERRA, and how do I, keep my business going, but recognizing, I think, that my main business needs to be my spiritual work. That's just where I feel at home, and not letting go of doTERRA, but kind of working it in there. And I think I'm finally, I felt really scared to say that my main thing wasn't doTERRA, and I felt ashamed and really, just all the things. And I'm starting to see some light of how it's still going to be greatly beneficial to have those sprinkles to throw on top of my cake, and to just add that in to my business to support people, because it just seems like I'm starting to see some synchronicity of how and where I'm supposed to be providing healing and all of that. So not a huge doTERRA win per se is like enrollments by any means, but it's more of a realization that it's okay. It's not my number one, but it definitely is my number two. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Getting really clear on your mission and purpose in life is really beautiful, though. That's a win-win.
Yeah, it is.
For certain.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks for a beautiful share. We've all been praying for Deborah and her family. I didn't know about
Thanks.
but yeah, it is a deep loss. And for those of you who feel a desire, I have posted a GoFundMe link on our pages and encourage you to give what you feel like you can. She's in desperate need. So, all right, very good. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you for an update from Canada.
Mhm.
All right, Dana, you've got some great shares. Go ahead and share with us what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to start. Like, it's been a really awesome last couple of months. So I got an email a couple days ago from a lady we shared oils with when we went to Cancun, Mexico. She's a saleswoman for the resort, selling vacation packages. And unfortunately for her, they didn't have a package that matched our needs. And she knew that going in. But she was still gracious and kind and you know, showed us everything anyway. And we left her with samples, explained how to use them, and gave her my contact information. I got an email and she says, I really want to try these oils. And of course, she's been looking at the US site. And she's like, I want the Every Oil kit. However, Mexico doesn't have that, but they have something similar to our old oil sharing kit. So I'm going to email her today all the kits available. And she has connections with a lady who stocks spas down there at the resort. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And then lots of follow-up from the craft show. And I did get an enrollment at the craft show. Like, I took my iPad with me so that if somebody wanted to, she wanted like 4 oils. And I said, well, by the time you buy these 4 oils, you should just get a kit. And so she just sat down right there on the spot and filled everything into the iPad and enrolled right there. And it was really exciting. And then lots of good meetings. I've already followed up, met with people, and more today. So awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I love it. So did you get your questions answered about the Mexican market?
Well, I think I've got enough to move forward. I think like there was still communication breakdown. He was speaking English, but I'm not sure that I was understanding all of what he was saying.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
But I think I've got enough to help her get started. So basically what I need to do is get all of her information, and then I call him back and he'll enter the enrollment. It didn't sound like it was the best plan to send her my link to have her try to enroll that way, from what he was telling me on the phone.
Yeah. Did you get your question answered regarding whether she can order from the US market or not?
Yes. So what happens there, it's kind of like what we do with down in Honduras. They would have, and I would have to ship it to them, and it sounds really dicey. So it would be better for her to ship from Mexico City, is where the warehouse is at. And when we travel back down there, if she were to ship something to us here, we could take it in our suitcase.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I've just not heard of the Mexican market ordering from the US, even though that's what the site said. Yeah. I've not heard
Yeah,
that.
and I was glad he clarified.
Yeah, I reached out to Daniela Romay. I have not had a response from her yet, but I will let you know what she says.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Chelsea, glad to have you on here. Can you open up your mute and share your wins for the week or for the month?
I'll do one better, and I'll even put on my video.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My wins for the month one, coming or like overcoming some of the fears that I have as I'm getting out there more and talking to people and asking people to come to classes and do one-on-ones and stuff. I'm realizing that I had more fears than I knew. But doing some of like Deb's training and stuff, and I don't know, just overcoming them or just starting to feel better about them, more confident in myself has really helped. And then learning the right way to follow up with people. And yeah, I would say that those are my personal wins for the month, is overcoming that fear to reach out to people and follow up.
Mhm.
And that's like obviously where the magic happens. It's not talking to people about the oils. It really is following up with them and, you know, just putting yourself out there.
And building relationships. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a real key part of this business for sure. Chelsea, share with us how Deb Erickson's mindset training is helping you.
I would say she really gets my brain thinking, and you can't overcome a fear that you have if you don't know that you have it. And so she's helped me realize the ones that are standing in my way of really being successful with this business. And some of the things that she has said, I've heard before, but it's the consistency and the way that she says it that has helped me realize what I need to work on. Does that make sense?
Yes. Awesome.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed her training again. I've gotten so much more out of this one than I did when I took it about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Yeah. Awesome. In fact, Dana and Ben, you've been working on with that training as well. What has been your experience with Deb Erickson's training?
I like the mindset stuff. You know, just taking some time. I think a lot of times we just haven't taken the time to sit and think about it. And so this provides us, you know, I'm on this schedule. I need to sit and think about it. Honestly, for some of them, I've just listened to the videos, downloaded the MP3s and listening to those. But I really do think that the mindset portion of things, because I think in our team, you know, we have a lot of training. There's a lot of great tools, and it's a skill set, the mindset, and the tool set. And the missing piece, if you're not going forward or if you're stuck, I really think is the mindset piece. And her training is also has the skill set component to it. But yeah, so I've already am experiencing some changes as, you know, we try to unlock mindset things. I'll have you know though, being a guy in our training, there's some times where like, okay, just remember you're the most beautiful woman on the planet. That doesn't really work for me, but I understand, you know, most of the people I work with are women. And so, you know, it is important that I have to understand those differences, because sometimes I'll be talking to one of our builders and like, just buck up and do it already. Or it's not that hard. Come on. But there's, you know, and she points out some subtle differences between men and women. I understand her avatar. And this is a really good thing about Deb Erickson, is she's decided that she can serve everybody. And this is probably a good, like the training that we listened to this month was about avatar, right? Finding your right avatar. And she's done it. She's narrowed down just women, just network marketing, and just these type of people who are stuck mindset wise and stuff and need that little bit of coaching. And she says, she even says, you know, when you know you reach a point where you've been served and this, you know, this doesn't help you any further, you can move on to some other training. But if this is what you need, this is, you know, you come get it. So that's really good. And you can see, you guys, if you narrow your market like that as well and be very specific on, I just want to serve this narrow group of people, other people will come in the picture as well. So like, here's a guy taking training that's meant for women and stuff, but finding a lot of value in it.
Thank you, Ben. Fabulous share. Dana, what's been your experience?
Same thing, Debbie. I did the training when you did, like whatever that was, a year and a half ago. And I was never able to complete the e-card. I did all the other homework, could not complete the e-card, pondered it, wrote it out, and then asked people. And then I just got stuck. I couldn't do it. Put it away, never to do it.
Yeah.
And this time I couldn't wait to do it. It was so easy to do. And I think it was all that in between time, because I've done Monday mentor calls all the way through. I haven't quit. And even if I missed a day, I'd go back and listen to the recording. And I think it was a mindset shift for me, really. And I deserve this. And it's not like in a sick, prideful way, because I was attaching all these morals to it that I didn't need to attach. I mean, I have inherent value and I didn't need to attach anything to it, but that's what I was doing. So I think that's why it made it so easy for me to do it this time.
Very good. Very good. I was working on my ideal customer and business partner yesterday. Actually, as I was working on my ideal customer, my ideal business partner came out really quickly. And I did them both together, even though she's getting to that next week. And that was kind of interesting for me, because last time I struggled a whole lot more than I did this time. Yeah. So I love that, just adding to what we've already learned.
Yeah.
Little by little and bumping it up, and yeah.
What do you think about, like, I have my ideal business builder as a female, but I've kind of been thinking maybe I need to do like a guy one.
It's an interesting
and maybe
topic.
Ben, did you do a guy one or a lady one, or are you going to do both?
There's a lot of different ways that you could talk about your ideal avatar, how old they are, what age they are, what income bracket they are, where they live and everything like that. But that doesn't mean you have to make that choice in that area. So for now, I'm just focusing on one. So it's a girl one, but that's not the main identifier of the person that I find that I connect with. So I hope that answers your question. So I like her advice that, just for now, we do have some products that appeal to a lot of people. Like this lady came to our class a couple of weeks ago, and product she needed was Clary Calm, but that appealed to her for a certain reason, because she was going through menopause and hot flashes and all sorts of hormonal problems there. So, we might have a different avatar for each different product that we sell, but the specific person that we appeal to, if we can get really narrow on that. So if I had to narrow it, I would say women, because let's face it, our products appeal to women a lot more than they do men. So
Until they learn more.
yeah.
I had another experience yesterday where the husband said absolutely not, and she was ready to jump on board, and the husband said absolutely not. So until they learn more.
Well, I've had that with some people as well, where the wife says yes and the husband says no, and unfortunately there are a lot of marital relationships where it's got to be unanimous, or the guy wears the pants and he does a lot of controlling in that sense. And the way I've helped some women through that is, they just come and learn. They can pay cash and get some oils retail. I've had one woman, she opened she got one of those prepaid credit cards because her husband takes care of all the banking, all the money, because she is a spendthrift and just bleeds money out her nose. But if she had a little bit of money to play with on her own, just with a prepaid credit card that she could reload, she could manage her own doTERRA order. And let's face it, the man might be the head, but the woman's the neck. You guys remember that from my big fat Greek wedding? So in any kind of relationship, the woman is going to have some say. So you just have to help her through that. And even if people aren't ready, willing, and able at that moment, maybe they're not ready, willing, and able to make a purchase, but they are ready, willing, and able to come learn. So continue to educate them as much as we can, keep on inviting them to classes or sending them information because they are interested, just not quite ready yet. So those are those relationships we have to keep on working on.
Very good. All right, super. All right, so I wanted to bring up let me share my screen here. We're going to talk today about the Live Guide. We've kind of been going through these guides, and we've been talking about the role of these guides. And the role of the Live Guide, as we talk about the Live Guide today, is to enroll in LRP, okay? And so when I take a look at that role, that's helping people step into a wellness lifestyle. And I said to somebody this week, I've said this more than probably several times actually, I'm not about selling a bottle of oils, right? It's not about making a sell. It's about making a lifestyle change for wellness. And can we present it in a way that it creates value for them so they actually want this, that they want to live a healthy lifestyle. Now as we've mourned Jeff's loss this week, that's a wake-up call, I think, for all of us to say, what are we doing to keep ourselves well? And I don't know what Jeff was sick with the last 5 days before he collapsed. I don't know if it was heart. I don't know if it was virus. I don't know what it was. But Jeff was not feeling well, certainly for the last few days before he collapsed. And so to help people understand that, it needs to be a priority in our lives is a little bit difficult challenge sometimes. And so that's what the Live Guide is for. And I love presenting the Live Guide. And so I'm going to bring that up here and go through that. And I want you all to pipe in here, okay? Because we all do this. And so when people get started with a Wholesome membership, I like to schedule at the time of enrollment a lifestyle overview. And I want to know what the rest of you are doing in just a minute, okay? And so I want you to be able to share how you do this and how you present the Live Guide, but I want to set that appointment up next, right at the time of enrollment. And so I really make an effort to set the next interaction appointment as I'm finishing one, so that it keeps going, that we keep building relationship, that we keep having these discussions, that we keep learning together, and that they can walk into a healthy lifestyle. One of my desires is that people feel comfortable and confident reaching for their oils like I do. And I've pushed this creating a healer in every home for my entire experience in doTERRA. And recently I had a big aha that maybe I was trying to be the healer in their home. And that was not my message. That was not my point. That was not my desire. And I realized there's not enough hours in the day to do that. And so I'm going to really be focusing as we go forward. I'm going to be really focusing on what do people need to know in order to become the healer in their own home. And so I love the peace of mind that comes with doTERRA's products with regards to having what I need at my fingertips when I need them. And when it says here that you are prepared to address at least 80% of your health priorities, I'm just going to be really honest and open that I have not needed to reach for outside of doTERRA for the last 9 years. And I've made it a point to learn what I have in my hands. Now that's not saying that other people won't have that need, or that maybe in the future I won't have that need. But I have really managed our family's wellness this way for the last 9 years, and I have not needed to reach outside that box. So I would say 100% is my number for the last 9 years. That's not saying it won't change, but I love this idea and the peace of mind that comes that says I have what I need when I need it. And I don't need to be running off to the doctor or throwing my children all in the car. And now my children are older. They can get themselves in the car. But this is a really big part of why I do what I do. I love that self-directed care. And I'm very much a self-directed person, a self-sufficient person. I like to take care of our needs independently. So that's been a beautiful thing. When we take a look at this wellness lifestyle, I cannot teach a class without bringing this up in everything I do. And as I've been doing my Wellness Wednesday classes, I usually have a slide on the wellness lifestyle in every presentation, because this is a really key part. It's a wellness lifestyle. It's not just a bottle of oil. And so I think it's really important to emphasize the wellness lifestyle that doTERRA affords and offers. And it's a big deal. And so it really does matter how we nourish our body. And I see essential oils. In fact, I want to ask you guys this question. I see essential oils as cellular nourishment. And I want to know what you think of that phrase. What do you think of that phrase, cellular nourishment?
To me, it's a really good visual. Like when you say those words, nourishment to me, I don't know, I always think of just like water, just purifying something and like just coming in and giving it a lot of health. And so, and then obviously cellular, I think of the cells in our body. So the liquid of the oil represents, I guess, I don't know, it just feels, it's a really good visual for me to quickly understand that it's working on such a minute level, yet we have billions of cells, so that it just kind of takes over your whole system and fills you up.
Hang on one second. I'm going to check the door. Okay, keep talking, because I had an interaction with a chiropractor this week who said, show me the vitamins and minerals in the oils. He was being really catty and obnoxious. So talk to me a little bit more about that cellular nourishment. Any other ideas on how the oils are cellular nourishment?
Like, are you what, like, I don't know exactly what you mean, but I guess.
I think it puts the body in balance. So are there vitamins and minerals in the oils? There are not. There are chemical constituents. And our body's chemical. They're carbon-based, and the oils are carbon-based as well. And so it really does help support our body and put it in a state of balance so it can do its healing job better. And this chiropractor was just really, really being obnoxious. And
So
it was aha again for me to say, you know what? I don't want to work with everybody, right? Go ahead, Dana.
One of the things that I like to try to explain is that the oils can go where they need to go rather quickly, because the body doesn't perceive them as a threat or that they have to be processed. And so they go right into where they're needed. And then as they're in there, whatever is left over that the body doesn't need, it's able to dispose of. Where, like, when you take a medication or even some of our food that's contaminated with pesticides and those type of things, antibiotics, those things all get processed through the liver. A lot of times our body doesn't know what to do with it, so it just gets stuck there even though we took it, and then we don't get the results we wanted because the liver doesn't know what to do with it. So that's kind of how I explain it.
Very good. Very good.
You know, Debbie, I believe it's just semantics, you know, and if someone's ready, willing, and able, it does, you know, they may have these questions and they may come up and stuff, but, you know, we may be able to answer their questions and help turn them back to, you know, seeing essential oils as being helpful and everything. So, you know, as seeing essential oils as, you know, being nourishment for our cells, I can see where maybe that chiropractor is coming from, because there are no, it's lipids. There's no, you know, micronutrients, there's no proteins, there's no, I mean, there's lipids of fat, I guess, but I don't know if it's, you know, the same as we think of as fat as, you know, power for our cells and stuff. But so, you know, if he's just merely going on the word of, you know, nourishment, you know, I say, you know, if you want to win his heart, you have to just capitulate and say, okay, yeah, you make a good point. As technically speaking, that, you know, the way you use that word nourishment, that's true. Because I have a hard time, you know, when I'm in someone's class and they say essential oils are the lifeblood of the plant. They work in the blood in the plant the same way that it works in the body. That just doesn't work for me. Red flags go up, and if I heard that in an essential oil class, I would, you know, have a problem with that. And so you really have to kind of change your language to your audience, because, you know, blood flows through our body. It carries nourishments, it carries oxygen and everything. Essential oils don't do that. We show people that little white sac on the peppermint leaf. It stays in one place. It's there. It has a very specific job. And so, you know, from the the widely accepted definition of nourishment, it's true. The essential oils do not bring building blocks that our cells need for all these things, but they have a lot of value. And so I wouldn't get tripped up over the words. If people want to use different words, just say, hey, you make a good point. And this is how the essential oils, the thing is, we don't know all the workings of how essential oils benefit. And there could be a lot of things we know about essential oils. You know, a lot of things we don't know about essential oils that they're doing good for our body. But we do know they're not chemicals. And it's better to brush your teeth with, you know, the On Guard toothpaste than with a fluoride toothpaste. It's better to wash your house with, you know, On Guard general purpose cleaner than with some chemicals and everything. We're reducing the toxic load on our body. And it's true that when smelling wild orange or lemon is going to uplift your mood. Who cares how it happens? You know, you feel sad, you smell this, you feel happy again. We don't have to understand all the ways that it happens. And it's true. I mean, there's a lot of study out there where frankincense and neroli and all the things in DDR prime is really good for cellular health. So all those things are still true, regardless of whether we say, you know, essential oils are nourishing for our health, you know, or nourishing for the cell or not. So that's my thought. You know, sometimes you just have to capitulate and let people be the winners. Let people come and you just acknowledge that they have some information. There have been points in our class where someone comes to our class and they have years and years of essential oil experience. Like they grew up with essential oils. And we have to acknowledge that they have some things to add, you know, as well. Because, you know, otherwise it's just about us. It's about our ego. If we're holding on to like how we define this little thing, or we really have this, like, you know, we like this way of saying this, or like this saying, like Jade always tells people, it's the lifeblood of the plant. Well, that's cool, and that resonates with a lot of people, but it's you know, using those words like might alienate some people because of, you know, the educational system. We're raised to, you know, think, you know, that certain things give things life and blah, blah, blah. So I wouldn't get too hung up on the semantics. Just stick to what works and stuff. So those are my thoughts.
Well, thanks for all of your feedback on that. Seriously, I appreciate that. Okay. So as we go through this wellness lifestyle, I really love this part, and this is a real key part of what I like to share, is that, you know, we really can manage our health naturally most of the time with prevention. And so we nourish the body, we feed the body, we exercise, we manage our rest and stress. In fact, I was talking last night at the soccer game. I actually have been thinking about a presentation we heard at base camp on the adrenal fatigue, and the fact that when we have a lot of cortisol pumping in our system, it really shuts down the growth mechanisms of the body. And my youngest child is really small for his size. And I've been thinking about that a lot, wondering what is he exposed to a lot of stress? And so I actually found myself saying this week to my boys, my older boys, stop teasing him so much. You're making him produce all this cortisol, which is keeping him little. Stop it. I don't know that it was an appropriate comment, but that's what came out of my mouth. Okay. And so at any rate, I love going through this with people and having them rate themselves on each of these areas on a scale of 1 to 10. So we can see, and they can see right before their eyes, what areas they want to focus on. And then as we go through this guide, we can actually guide them on that, on those particular areas of focus. And so make this guide really a useful, friendly. So now I worked with a personal trainer Wednesday, and he had 5 minutes to go through this, which was not ideal, right? So I hung out there for a minute. I probably spent most of my time on this page, and then I leafed through these pages and said, so this spread talks about the base of eating right. And I said, and that's what you're promoting. And so you are not getting everything you need, and everything, if everything we put in our mouth is healthy to the best of our ability, we're still missing some vital nutrients. And he just got started on the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and I'm really excited to see what his results are. So honestly, this is kind of where we hung out. And then I went through each page spread, just opening it up quickly and going through. This one is exercise. This one is rest and managing your sleep. This one is reducing toxic load. And that's all I did. That's all I had time to do in 5 minutes. That's not ideal. I hope to address this again with them. And then we went over targeted support. Okay. And then I showed him, and we'll talk about loyalty rewards. So I didn't have the opportunity to have enough time to actually even think about getting him on loyalty rewards. So I just got to do the follow-up for the next every few days as he begins working with the Lifelong Vitality Pack, the Terrazyme, and the probiotics, and then moving him into the wellness lifestyle, right? And so the follow-up will be absolutely critical on this. But I love this guide. And then when we have a little more time, obviously, I sat down with a gal this week to do a wellness consult. I'm doing another one today. And to go through the wellness consult form and find out exactly what they want solutions for. The one I'm doing today, she's been buying oils for many years. Actually, I should say she opened her account many years ago. She's not been actively on the LRP at all for years. And I hope to actually move her over to that now. She's kind of got a lot of health problems going on right now. And you know what? My feeling is if we attend to this sooner than later, we don't have to deal with those extreme health concerns. And so it's a really big deal to get into prevention mode. So we want to present our message, and whether it's received or not, we can maintain relationships and hopefully move that direction. Okay. So anyway, I hope to have that conversation with Brooke today and move her into back to a loyalty rewards order. Okay. Like she was on years ago. So I love this guide. I think it's a really fabulous piece. And I think the more we take time to go through it with people, I don't think it needs to take an hour, but I would like more than 5 minutes to go through this with them. I did this over a Zoom call also Wednesday with another person, and he loved it. So as I'm talking about my avatar being women, I've actually got quite a few men in the pike right now, which is a good thing.
So Debbie, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you mainly use this for a wellness consult after they've enrolled, or do you use it to teach them to get them enrolled? What do you mainly use it for?
I use it usually as a follow-up.
As a follow-up?
Sometimes I'll bring it up before then. Like if I go through the wellness lifestyle with somebody and they need a little more guidance on what that really means, I'll open this up.
So is there one thing that you guys, Ben, I'll rephrase this later for you, but keep in your purse, maybe keep in your man bag. Is there anything that you guys keep in your purse as a quick little pull out reference brochure when you're, say sitting at gymnastics or soccer or something, and somebody's wanting to, not that you're going to sit and do a consult with them right there, because that's when you use your good lines that you've learned from Emerge or wherever to book an appointment after. But what kind of pamphlet or brochure do you? Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben. You want to say
okay, so it's really great. There are specific tools in doTERRA. So the thing that you want to get, Sarah, you want to get a hold of the Healthy Can Be Simple. They're small. Okay. They fit in your man bag. So keep those on hand. The first page is an intro to essential oils discussion.
Okay, yeah, I do have those, and that is what I have in mind. I just wanted to make sure that that's what you guys keep.
And this isn't meant for a class, but this is meant for those brief discussions and everything. Don't give these out free. Make sure you get their contact details. Don't go just write your details on the back and hope that they will call you. That never happens. Get their contact details because people get busy. So you give this to them, get their contact details, or book an appointment right then. I find it's better, instead of having a 10-minute intro to essential oils, unless you know that they're ready and going to sign up right there, it's much, much better, best practice-wise, to set an appointment for a later date when you can take them through the intro class. And for the intro to essential oils, always the natural solution handout. Just do things the same way every time, and you'll find you'll be saying the same things all the time. That means you're doing it right. and you'll also be very duplicatable. That's what the purpose of these tools are. So the Natural Solutions thing is to enroll people. The Healthy Can Be Simple is to get that conversation started. And I like what Debbie said here with the Live Guide. That's for after they're enrolled. You might bring it up, you know, you can change things up with maybe an individual at a time, but after they're enrolled, then you sit down with them with the Live Guide. Because if you're doing the Natural Solutions Guide and the Live Guide at the same time, too much information.
Too much information.
So get them enrolled with the Natural Solutions Guide, and then you sit down with them with the Live Guide. And actually, the Live Guide, that lifestyle overview, is your pipeline. Getting that first enrollment, that's not going to help you in the long run. You might get $20, but that will barely pay for your time to help that person get on board. You have to help them adopt a natural solution lifestyle. If there was no LRP in doTERRA, then, and there were no like repeat orders or anything like that, this would not be a good business model, because you would not be able to sign up enough people with intros and stuff to support yourself, you know, in doing this even. So the lifestyle overview, sitting down with them, and usually there's our one-on-ones where you're going through this. And can I add, Debbie, that I have prepared my education classes following the format of the Live Guide. So not only are we using it right now, and this is kind of something I'm experimenting with. Not only do I use it for lifestyle overview, but then I have a handout, and it's easily duplicatable. You know, anybody could just copy what I'm doing. Each page in there is one of those tiers of the wellness pyramid, right? So you've got the first page, which is the, you know, the what do you call it? Eat right. So the Eat Right, you can go through all those Eat Right things. You can have a whole class on that. There's things about cooking with essential oils, eating the supplements, getting the right nourishment, drinking water, staying hydrated. That could fill an entire class. Then you turn to the next page and you say, okay, next week we're going to talk about exercise, managing a healthy weight, maintaining good energy, rest and recovery, endurance, motivation, all those things that have to do with exercise. You can see how the whole class can be on that. And you don't have to produce like new handouts and stuff. You just go through the Live Guide. And the next page, rest and manage stress. Beautiful. I mean, that's what I'll be teaching this Saturday. We're just going to be using this as the Live Guide as the handouts for the weekly, you know, because there does have to be that educational component where you're continually educating your people. Because even if you do have the lifestyle overview and they get on LRP and they only know 5 oils, you know, they're not really adopting a natural solution lifestyle, and that's really what you want them to do. That's really what they need to do to be able to.
You know, it's funny that you say that, Ben. Yesterday, I was talking to my neighbor Ruth. I finally enrolled her. After many years, she's been buying products from me haphazardly and refused to enroll. I'm too old to do this. She's 85 years old here next week. And I finally enrolled her because she was using 3 bottles of probiotics a month. And I said, Ruth, you can get this cheaper if I enroll you than if you can get it, then you're buying just the probiotics from me. And I got her on the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So yesterday, as I followed up with her, trying to call her every 2 to 3 days to keep her on track. And as I followed up with her, she said, what else do I need to be doing? I loved that question. What else do I need to be doing? And that was a beautiful question. So this Live Guide helps take us into what else do I need to be doing to stay healthy. And so
awesome. And this has everything in it. At the back of the Live Guide, you haven't gotten to it yet, but the wellness consult, just stick to that. Get that out and fill that out. Yesterday, or earlier this week, I met with a lady who's suffering cancer, breast cancer. She's so scared. A lot of emotion comes with, you know, a cancer diagnosis. And she's been doing all this research. She was asking all these questions about where does our oregano come from? Is it have 70% carcovol or whatever? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to find out for you. It turns out doTERRA does not release where their oregano oil comes from. And our essential oil is only 64%. But the fact that I did all that work and, went to bat for her. She signed up. Now she's loving it. So many times she said during her lifestyle overview, "Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited." And at the bottom of that, can you scroll down to the bottom there? There is your 3-month shopping list. You help people set up their LRPs for the next 3 months. And we did that for her, and she's got all set up. And then, I just kind of adapt this page for myself, and I write out, okay, DDR Prime has this and this in it. This is when you use it. This is how. So you go through all their products, how they use them. You write there on that schedule, scroll up to see the daily schedule, like what they're going to use, what time of the day, and how to use it. All that's written there. And at the very top, you write their wellness goals. And the page before this, I was doing a lifestyle overview with this guy, and he's like, "Ooh, I want some of that." And I'm like, can you write that down somewhere? I got you covered, brother. On this page, when you lay it out flat, it's this page and the previous page. It has it's in columns according to the wellness lifestyle pyramid, which is the same as how the book is laid out. And you can just say, "Don't worry, we're just tick this box under Mito 2 Max." That's how you're going to remember it. So all the products that they say, "Oh, I want to remember that," you go to this page and you tick the box. And I had to draw in some like Zendocrine or, vetiver. I drew little pictures of bottles and wrote vetiver and then put a box and then ticked it.
Very
So
good.
this is a really good tool. And I'm trying to get away from inventing new tools. And
Absolutely.
just using these tools that doTERRA is using.
Now, Ben, go back to that Natural Solutions handout in your hand. You will not find the wellness pyramid in there.
No, it's not part of that
And so
discussion.
the time to talk about it is in the follow-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the natural solution just gets them in the door. And
Yeah.
really, we had a lady on our team. She taught an intro to essential oils class that was 6 hours long. And she was just trying to brain dump, share everything she knows and put in her own flair about crystals and everything like that and chakras and stuff. Guys, the natural solutions class is only 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long.
They're done after that. They're done. Mhm.
That's
They
how
can't
long it
make
takes
it.
to go over the natural solutions. The
Yeah.
rest of that 45 minutes to an hour is discussion time. That discussion time is when the magic happens. You've got to, when people first come, connect, love, discover as much about them, about their needs as possible. Have the natural solutions, go through the natural solutions class. And then that discussion time is where you're giving them solutions that they need. I'm reading this book right now called Competing Against Luck, where Clay Christensen writes it, and he talks about it's not about people's needs, it's about jobs that they need to have done. So the lady with the hot flashes, she needs something to take away those hot flashes so that she can have more enjoyment in life. So that's what I needed to do is this is going to do that job for you. And I should have just concentrated all my arsenal of weapons or whatever you call it on filling that need. But unfortunately I didn't, and she didn't sign up. So, and we live, we learn. I lost one. But yeah, this is really great. But yeah, not everything is in the first class. Don't try to force it.
Yeah. And I want to go back to your question, Sarah, on the Healthy Can Be Simple guide, because I will say 2 weeks ago, we talked about that in our builder call. And as I went to base camp, honestly, I loved how they presented it, that we hand out the Healthy Can Be Simple guide with a homework assignment. Go through this, and certainly we can take a moment to go through what essential oils are. It's so beautiful right there in that first open page. So we give them an overview really quickly in 30 seconds or less of what an essential oil are, or what essential oils are and how we use them. And then we're going to get into more of that in the class with what's the doTERRA difference, okay? But at any rate, give them a homework assignment. Go home, look through this, and find 2 samples that you want to try. I'm going to be calling you for those to find out what 2 samples you want to try, okay? And so when we have a chance at the gymnastics meet or at the ball game, whatever, where in the park, at the grocery store, whatever we have. If we have a Healthy Can Be Simple guide in our purse that we can share, collect information. You never give it out without collecting their information and writing down yours. So have them filled out with your personal information. And something they said, and I was embarrassed because the guides that I have on hand right now that I've been giving out have a sticker on them with my contact information. She said, write it out in hand, makes it more personable. So in the future, that's where I'm going. I'm not going to throw these away because I already have a sticker on them. But at any rate, that was a really good reminder that we give it to them with a homework assignment and then we follow up. And hopefully get them to a class. As they come to the class, then they get those 2 samples. Okay. If not, we get them to them beforehand. Okay. So anyway, really great guides, and I agree. The beauty is that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. I've been working with a couple that did the business some time ago, kind of left the business, went back to their jobs basically, and now she's had another baby. She really wants to come home, and they're looking at doing this business again. And we never had any of these guides when they were doing the business. And they are delighted to see where doTERRA has come. And they're starting to see that this is a really viable option for them. And so I'm not pushing it. I'm giving them the information, letting them choose when they're ready, willing, and able. When she's done working and she wants to move on from corporate America, they're going to be primed for this. And so we've been meeting weekly. And I think they're ready to go. So anyway, this is a great guide. And then I walk with them through. I create the next appointment. And I want to take everybody through the share guide and the build guide. I create the next appointment, and we're talking oils, we're talking daily routines, we're talking wellness lifestyle at each appointment, and then I tag on another guide and show them and talk to them about who do they know. And I usually do that on the Live guide. I usually find out who they know, that need to know about what we're learning about, and start the list. And consider doing a follow-up class when we meet again. Invite these people, meet with them. And so that takes us right into the share guide. So we'll talk about that a little more next week. So that's what I had for you today. And one thing that I found really helpful, next week is our Healthy Habits spring tour in this area next Tuesday night. And they have on the page for our event, they have a download sheet that I hadn't seen before. So I printed it up, and you can probably find one on that guide if you'll just go to any class near you, or they probably can find one here. I've not seen this before, but it has the Healthy Habits for Life handout. Looks like this, and it's got a little blurb of each of those stair steps on the wellness lifestyle. There's a little bit of 3 sentences after each one of these. And then on the back side, it's got your daily wellness routine filled in with those specific products from the Healthy Habits Kit. So there's your follow-up right there. If somebody starts with this Healthy Habits Kit, there's your daily routine already typed up and listed out for you. And I thought, what a fabulous handout. I'm going to print some of these out. I've actually sold a number of Healthy Habits kits lately, and I've got people coming with me for next Tuesday night, and I anticipate selling at least 3 to 4 more of those people that are attending with me. And I'm going to take this with me to hand out to them. They might have it there for us at the event. I don't know. I've not attended one yet. But I love this. So in the morning, apply 1 drop of frankincense to the back of your neck, 1 to 2 drops of balance to the bottoms of your feet. Take the Lifeline Vitality supplements in the morning, and finishing desired dosage throughout the day if needed. The daytime, add lemon water to your oil, or lemon oil to your water. Apply Deep Blue Rub after exercise. Take Terrazyme with meals throughout the day. Evening, diffuse lavender before bed. Put 1 drop of On Guard under your tongue or in a veggie cap. I mean, it's listed right there for you, and what a great way to start. You might want to add to it, but this is a great way to start. And then it talks about customizing your plan according to their specific health concerns. Down below, it's blank. And so it allows you to fill that out. So really great handout that I thought was phenomenal. And I don't know if they're handing it out at the spring tour, but I'm going to go with some in my purse so that I have some handout.
Debbie, where is this form? Like where?
You know what, I'm going to stop my
get it?
Yeah, so I brought this up. I downloaded. I got on doTERRA.com to give somebody the link by text for the event Tuesday night under Advocates, under Healthy Habits Tour. And then I don't know if it's just on all these pages. Yes, right, it's on all these pages. So as you just pull up the events, it's right on this page. Download the Wellness Lifestyle Pyramid. Okay, and that's what it is. This is the handout. that you get when you click on that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And so, I don't know, did I share my screen? Maybe I didn't share my screen. Hang on a second.
No.
I shared my screen. Okay. So here it is right here, Sarah. So bringing up advocates and Healthy Habits Tour, and then just scrolling down on that page where it lists the various regions of North America and where they're holding different tours. Right before the list of where the tours are being held on certain dates, just above that is the Download the Wellness Lifestyle Pyramid. And that's the handout that I just showed you.
Okay.
I'm glad I printed it up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really a great little handout. All in color, you know, takes a little bit of printing ribbon, but really great little handout. So anyway, very good. That's all what I have for you today. I'm going to stay on as long as you have questions and invite you to go back to your work today and incorporate what we've talked about as you share doTERRA. I love, love, love what the tools doTERRA has given us to make this business simple and duplicatable. And I don't think we need to work outside of these tools. So, you know, and what a great ad you had, Ben. You know, if we just open up the lifestyle overview and do a class from it, we can bring in a lot of information. What a great idea.
Yeah, I think there does need to be a bit of that, you know, discussion, ongoing training. And doTERRA does have like class kits and stuff with PowerPoints and stuff. We don't use PowerPoints because for many reasons. They have ebooks. I've printed off all the ebooks. There's a handful of ebooks. Honestly, they're not really well written. They do have some good information in them. But there's a lot of information on there on doTERRA, but there's not this like handouts for like classes. There isn't even handouts for like the 30-day cleanse. So hopefully that will be remedied soon. That would be a good thing to see, because that's one thing I have to create, because there's nothing really. I mean, you've got the back couple pages of the doTERRA Essentials and that one page in the Live Guide that kind of mentions it. So anyways, yeah, I think it's a really good thing, and I'm excited for our team for that. So I'm gonna take off. I'll see you guys later. Thank you, Debbie, for holding this.
All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Debbie, I was going to tell you one thing that I do that I actually always get a really good, I don't know, reaction from, if you will, is in Google Drive. I love Google so much. Oh my gosh. I have one folder under doTERRA that is, I named Wellness Consultations, and it's not shared, it's just mine. And within that folder, it's kind of like a doctor would have charts. And so I have a folder for all the people that enroll, and it would be titled with Debbie's Healthy Lifestyle, or Debbie Gordon's Healthy Lifestyle. And when I set that file up is when I enroll somebody. And when I'm in front of them, I just say, okay, what's your email? I'm just going to share this file folder with you. And I put that Live PDF, like the online version of it, right in their folder. That's the first document they get. And then I start a Google Doc when we do their first wellness consult. And I share my screen for the Google Doc, like it's just an empty screen. And I just type in like, for the last page of that wellness consultation, I type in, okay, like the 3 things that you're really wanting to feel more of and 3 things you want to feel less of. And I put those in the Google Doc. And then that way, when we do the wellness consult, so when I enroll them, I text them the date that we're going to meet up again, which is usually like 2.5 weeks, with the Google Drive link to their folder. And then I don't know, people really, I guess, appreciate that, like they have their own private, like one-on-one folder with me that's talking about their health needs. So I don't know, maybe food for thought for some of you. If maybe, do any of you guys do something like that?
You know, I was doing that for a long time, and I don't know why I got out of the habit, but I did. I got out of the habit, but that's a really good reminder, Sarah. Thank you. Here's what, you know what? I was always writing down what they want to feel less of and more of in that Google Doc. And then when I would follow up with them, other things would come up. And so I have used the phrase good, bad, otherwise. This is what I've done is, now I talk with a lot of people, remind me what we're working on. And maybe that seems a little impersonal, but usually between the time that I met with them last time and this time, I'm not kidding. Usually there's a lot more stuff that they've thought about that they didn't share initially. And so I love bringing that out in a subsequent conversation.
In the Google Doc, the other thing that I do that they really like is when they write those things and I show them how to type it in at the same time as me, so then they get excited about the technology side and they're kind of learning too. But they type in the things that they're wanting to fix, and then I will type beside it, you know, what types of oils or like daily routines that would help them within there. And then I always include in that document, I just say, tell me what oils you already own. Because some of them might have like 4 or 5 that are maybe a mixture of Young Living and ours and other ones. And I say, like, I don't want you to just throw them out because they're not ours. Well, unless they're Young Living.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But anyways, and I always write down what they're for, because they're like, I don't even know how to use these, even if they are doTERRA. You know, I might have Breathe and Lavender. I don't even know what to use them for. So I'll type beside them, okay, well, this is relaxing. This is to help you breathe more, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, the more and more oils you get, like, let's write them in here. And then that way you're almost kind of keeping track of your inventory, but also if you can't remember why you're using them or why you have them, we have jot notes beside them as how you're, not just generalized stuff, because they can look that up anyways, but like, so for instance, like if somebody says, I really want to help my daughter's night terrors and my husband's snoring at night, then if they owned Breathe, I would say, oh, this is for Bruce's breathing at night. I would make it really personal for them and put this in Bruce's diffuser in his bedroom. Like, it's not just that this helps open your respiratory system. And I think that really helps too.
Very good. Okay, Sarah, how do you share? Well, I know how to share the Google Doc by email, but when you say they're typing on it too, do you bring them up on your phone, on their tablet? Do you carry your computer with you? Tell me what you do.
Okay, so if I'm doing a wellness consult in person, then we have the oils and we have the Live guide sitting on my kitchen table or their kitchen table and my laptop, and I'm making notes just like a doctor would or whoever, right? Just typing in that Google Doc and pointing and showing them it. If we're doing it through Zoom, I share my screen and I get them to open the link of the Google Doc because it's shareable. And when they're in it and they put their cursor on the screen, it will show, and my cursor's on there, my cursor might show up in red and it would say Sarah is typing, and they'll actually be able to see me typing real time, and vice versa. I can see them typing real time in the same document.
Very good. Okay.
It's pretty, does that answer your question? It's pretty easy to, once you get in there. Okay. Yeah, and I just make sure that like all of the files like within my wellness consultation main file are not set to like anyone with this link can open this. I only have their email address in there because I don't ever want to make a mistake where somebody can like see all of the files within like the wellness consult.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot more work, and it's not necessarily like duplicatable. It is duplicatable, but it takes more effort. But it just shows the people, I think, that you are doing a wellness consult with, that you truly care about like improving their health, and that's the response I've gotten from it, and that they really enjoy. When I do a wellness consult, I schedule at least an hour with the person, so I'm not just whipping through this in 10 minutes with them and sending them off. Yeah.
My interaction with that personal trainer the other day was a little bit too less than what I wanted. In fact, he just said to me, he said, I wanted to go through the products he had ordered, and he says you got 10 minutes.
Wow.
The products that he ordered, which was a healthy habits, and then spent 5 minutes on the lifestyle overview. So it wasn't enough. So Sam, so good to have you on here. You had your video on for a second, and it's good to have you on here, Sam. So tell us what's happening in your neck of the woods, Sam. We missed you at the very beginning when we were sharing wins, and how can we help you?
It's just been busy. I have the little baby that I'm watching like 2 more weeks, and then I don't have her over the summer. So I'm looking forward to like getting through the next couple weeks and then having a little more.
Very good. You had him on your lap. Is that the little dark-headed one that was or is that yours?
That was mine.
Okay, I want to see your children. Got to share your children with us again. So, what questions do you have as you get started again, Sam?
I think her screen froze.
Yeah, it sure did. Come back to us, Sam, if you can.
I'm going to be driving down a big dip here soon, so I'm probably going to get cut off.
Okay. Sarah, thank you for joining us. It's been such a pleasure.
Yeah, it's nice to be on here with you guys.
Oh, love
It's
you.
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. We love you. Thanks for all your efforts with Deborah.
Oh,
Your healing efforts. Yeah.
it's what you do, right?
Yeah, it is what we do, isn't it?
Not any questioning about it.
Mm.
I just hope that, I really, really hope that people are able to donate to that link. Debbie, what are your thoughts? I was thinking about writing Peggy Smith and a little thing, or maybe you could with the link, asking like to share it with her whole doTERRA team, like on her page. Do you think she would?
I do. Ask her. It's worth asking. Absolutely.
She doesn't know me from a hole in the ground. Would you
Oh,
be willing to do that?
If she doesn't know you, I'll absolutely reach out to her. You know what?
Okay.
I'd really like Marie to reach out to her. She knows Marie well.
Okay.
Let me put that in Marie's
Okay.
pocket and see if we can't get that on Peggy's page as well.
Yeah, because there's like thousands of people that would see it then, and she's desperately needing. I think there's only enough funds there to probably cover this month's rent, and they
Yeah.
don't have life insurance, so
Yeah. I asked her
really
sister-in-law, or I asked Marie to ask her sister-in-law that set up the GoFundMe to raise the ceiling. She had set it for $5,000, and that's not enough. She needs to raise the
No,
ceiling.
it's not.
And because $5,000 is not going to get her through 2 to 3 months, much less, I don't know. She's in desperate need.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if we could get it on somebody who has a really big platform, that may help, and just get the point across that she's part of our doTERRA family and
Yeah.
in desperate need.
Yeah.
If everybody could donate $10 or $20, that would be huge.
Yeah. And it didn't, if everybody donated $1 and you had another couple thousand donating $1,
Right?
that's another month's rent.
Exactly.
A roof over her head. I mean, she's never worked since they've been married, right?
Right. She's been at home with her kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
had a job, one to start from. So
Yeah. Let alone trying to figure out how to do a new job when your head isn't in the right game. I can't imagine.
yeah, she's just really in shock still.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll reach out and see if Marie will do it. And if not, I will do it. Absolutely. I thought about actually reaching out to the executives. I don't know if they would help us or not, but there is need there.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal.
So, I'm glad
All
she's
right.
talking a little bit now.
You're glad what?
I'm glad she's starting to talk a little bit now, and
Yes.
so she's had tea with her 2 or 3 times this week.
Good.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I should run. I'm just getting into the city that I'm driving to and I need my Google Maps.
All right. Love you, dear. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye, Sarah.
Sam, if you
Bye.
want to come back to us, good. Go ahead. Dana, everything good?
Yep. I have kind of a funny story though.
Sure.
One of the girls I'm following up with from the